Behind every new treatment is a medical trial, and behind every trial are people. But when some communities are left out, the results don't tell the whole story. Boehringer's Education Forum set out to change that, uniting investigators, experts, and advocates to rebuild trust and ensure every community has a place in the future of medicine.
If we don't get good representation from across the diverse communities that, of course, healthcare is here to serve, then we will not get medical devices or medications or clinical assessments that are fit for purpose.
Clinical trials are at the heart of innovation in healthcare and particularly in R&D when we want to bring new medicine to patients.
It's going to be a wonderful learning chance for Boehringer and also our partners to hear about tactics that we can use to engage these populations, and also creating a two-way dialogue as well, discussing the kinds of things we hope we can support.
We are different. People are different. We have different cultures, different practices, and different body makeups. It impacts how we metabolize medicine. It impacts how the clinical trial runs, and it certainly impacts the efficacy and the validity of a clinical trial. Having all people represented is so important.
Clinical trial recruitment can be challenging for a number of reasons. Logistical barriers, language barriers. It can simply be people just don't have the time in their daily lives to participate in clinical trials.
We know from going back to colonial times how we've been treated and mistreated, and some of that is still evident today. We see it coming through in different ways. It might be in clinical pathways, in equipment, how that's designed. So barriers around mistrust, people disengage then, because if you don't trust, you're not going to participate.
We can't just say we're going to do clinical trial. Well, people don't even know what clinical trial means. People might think it means being a guinea pig for a medication and the outcome is you might die. But that's not how it is. People that live in poverty don't have time to take part in any trial or in any research. Their priority is not health. It could be housing, children, how do I pay my bills?
The chances are you might have 3 jobs, to do. What are you going to prioritise? So it's about how the organisation comes to us and works with us about how they can make it accessible using our conditions that we live in.
But the positive message is people want to take part in research. They're interested in it if only they can find out about it, and find out about it in a way that's meaningful for them and that's coming from trusted sources. And that's the word that's come up more than anything. But it's actually the work that goes on in establishing the trust beforehand that makes sure that we have people demanding to be part of trials from every community.
So we make sure that our recruitment strategies are inclusive by engaging our local communities from the outset. We have community engagement members of staff who go out on outreach into our communities. At the Afro-Caribbean Club, playing dominoes, that might be a diabetes and dance event, engaging with our local diabetes patients. And so then once you've built trust with those communities, then you can add research on as an extra part of that conversation.
It's been a truly inspirational event. I think the key things are making sure that we speak the language of our different communities, both literally and figuratively, so we actually get out there and speak to community in a language that they understand and go and visit them in the places where they are. And so actually reaching out and being more flexible in our approach to clinical trials and the way we communicate sometimes complex science to our communities.
So that's been amazing today, to hear people share why that's important and then the solutions as to how we can bring that about.
In order to change something, you need to acknowledge that there's something to change. Lack of representation in research is not just morally, but scientifically not right. And that then leads to the inequalities that we see,
Because ultimately, disease and poverty and disadvantage tend to cluster, but that's where research takes place least. So research can be an agent of health improvement, of reducing health inequalities. That's what success looks like.
Is a unique opportunity for us to learn, exchange ideas, and also pave our way towards future collaboration in order to enhance representation in clinical trials.
This is hard work. This is just not clinical research, science, healthcare for the sake of healthcare. This is hard work. So you're working with other human beings. Therefore, ask those people, whomever those people are, ask the communities to help them participate and incentivize them to want to